Now, I'm going to try this. Josh usually drives this for me, and I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do it. We did practice earlier. Josh was able to get me to get through my lame skull, how to deal with this, but I'm going to try it right now and see if we can figure this out once again. So I go to, let's see, share my screen, share the tab, share the window. Josh, do I have these things showing up right yet? I can't see anything.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Oh, what do you know? Okay, so let's take a look and see where we're at right now. What's driving our market right now? Got a workshop for you, and it's about thinking about where you are right now and what's been going on. So we're looking at a chart right now, and I don't know if my pointer shows up in here or not, but that was too soon. But you can see right here in 2020, January of 2020, we had this real quick, short recession. But you can see at the end of that recession, personal savings were pretty much at a very high number. And on the lower part of this chart, if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're actually seeing a chart that shows personal savings rate and credit card balances. And why am I showing you this? Why am I telling you this? If you're listening to us on radio, please visit our social channels. You can go to YouTube, Ron Siegel 1, Ron Siegel the numeral 1 on YouTube. You can go to ronsiegelradio.com in the archives. You can go to any of our Facebook pages. It's all over. You can find all this information, these charts, and what I'm sharing. But what I'm showing right here is we've got a personal savings rate at nearly an all-time high at the end of this recession. Credit card balances are very high as well. What happens at the end of this short recession, January of 2020? Well, we get the pandemic, and the economy is shut down, and you can see that personal savings starts dropping, and credit card balances are dropping because we got nowhere to go, nothing to spend money on. Then all of a sudden, January 2021, we get a money coming from the government, the bailout money, the relief acts. Okay, so what do people do with that money? They continue paying down their debt. As they're doing that, we get another bailout check or another pandemic relief check. I shouldn't say bailout, but pandemic relief check back there in about March of 21. And if you look on the bottom chart, people are still paying off their credit card balances. Well, the relief checks stop coming. And the personal savings rate, all of a sudden, that's going down, down, down. But people got in a habit of spending money. Well, that habit of spending money, they start spending more and more and more. Credit card balances go up. Now, when the credit card balances go up, what happens? Well, back in 2022, interest rates were low. The average credit card balances were at 14%. Where are they now in January or February of 2023? They're at 22%. So the balances are going up, but the interest rates are going up as well, killing people. Average car payment nearly doubles, $800, doubled in 3 years. 17% of the car payments are over $1,000. And we've got to a 6-year term on the car loans. So let's take a look. Average loan to value of homes, though, what's that doing? 2008, it was 81%. But by 2022, the average loan to value, that means you take the price of the home and you divide it by the loans, is 42%. That means there's 58% equity. And according to Black Knight, the average house across the country, now remember, we're in California, our numbers are a little bigger than these, maybe a lot bigger than these. Average equity is $231,000. The average amount available for cash out, $185,000 available to cash out. What are you going to do with that money? Well, maybe you need a bigger house, but maybe what you want to do is look and see, okay, I've got a $343,000 mortgage. Again, national numbers, California might double this, with a 3% interest rate. And I hear all the time, Ron, there's no way I'm ever going to give up that 3% interest rate. And I get it. You love it. But now we've got a $20,000 Visa bill paying 24%, and a $20,000 MasterCard bill paying 24%, and a Discover card paying 22%, and a Macy's card, and a Nordstrom card. Well, now we've got, not only do we have that $343,000 mortgage, but we've taken that all the way up to $411,000 with our debt. And the real interest rate that are paying in our household is 6.331, not 3%. So you've got all these cards that are over 20, and we don't think about that. We say, well, I don't care about the over 20s because I like that 3%. Well, you really don't have a 3% because when we blend that rate, it's 6.331. Now, let's talk about consolidating these debts, and maybe we want to get a bigger house. You're going to need to call one of our friendly real estate professionals. We're going to figure out what we're going to do with your departing. Oh, yes, I said it, the departing property. But let's look at it. Current mortgage is at 3%. Hypothetically, when we started putting this presentation together, it was at 6.75. I know it's not 6.75 today, but it makes sense just for our demonstration purposes. This is not an offer to lend. It's an educational discussion. Original purchase 6 years ago for $500,000. The original loan amount was $400,000. Estimated value now is $695,000. We've got a $343,000 loan balance. We talked about that before. And it's going to cost us $35,000 to sell the property, which gives us available equity of $317,000. We can go buy a bigger house for that, right? Proposed closing costs on a new home, $12,000. Gives us available for a down payment, $305,000. That's a pretty healthy down payment. Again, national numbers. Southern California, you might double them. Let's say we find an $850,000 house, down payment of $305,000, loan amount is $545,000, and you say, my monthly mortgage payment increased by $2,572. I can understand why the borrower doesn't want to give up that 3% rate. But the borrower has debt. We already talked about that. So here we put together a chart that shows you, okay, what if we take that and buy that $850,000 house with the $545,000? We've got the negative $2,572. That's our monthly deficit. But wait, what happens if we go ahead and pay off the Visa card, the MasterCard, the Discover card, the Nordstrom card, car loan? We use $100,000 of it, and we don't put all that money into the down payment. Well, now what we've done is we've got our bigger house that we wanted, and the cost of it now is $286 a month extra, not $2,500. We saved $2,286 in this hypothetical situation. Got to qualify for it, all that other good stuff. But I want you to just understand this concept. By selling your property and taking that property and using part of your equity and using that toward the down payment and paying off your credit card debt, you're going to come out ahead. And when you come out ahead, come back to me now. When you come out ahead on this whole process, you're going to have a much better situation as long as you don't go back in debt again. Remember, that's the key here. We paid off all your credit cards and autos. Now you've got to start saving some money when the car payment comes due and using it cash or paying off your credit card bills in full at the end of each month. Just throwing that out there for you. So what have we done here? We've actually helped get rid of your debts. We've helped you sell your old property. We need inventory for people that are getting their first time home. And we've shown you how to buy a bigger house because your family is growing. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. Hey, again, on that, just go back to that for 1 second on the workshop. If you want some more information on this, give us a call at Ron Siegel Radio or at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. If you're watching a replay or clip, like, save, share, subscribe, and send this out to your friends, family, coworkers who may be in a situation where they're struggling and in pain right now. There are solutions out there to help. Are you willing to help your friends?